Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here, back here with part 2 of Black Wednesdays, the very, as I call it. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll try and keep the intro short and sweet. I know that's famous last words. Try and sit comfortably, but as ever, please do get involved in the comment section. All comments welcome. Hopefully, we can have a positive discussion on how to support and empower works by Black people, such as poetry, art, and writing, and things like that. And please use it as a space to promote in the comment section to promote Black poets, artists, writers, and whatnot. And I hope you'll be inspired to check them out on Google and YouTube and things like that. So anyway, as I said, I will try and keep the intro short and sweet. But yeah, it took me a while to get around to making it, as the cat was driving me nuts. So anyway, here goes. These are ideas number 11 to 20. Had to work that out. Anyway, here it goes. So number 11. I just want to say on a personal point. You probably can't see it, but just trying to work it out how to show you. But I've got a scab on one of my ears. I think that's the one, and can't see it properly, which is probably for the best. But I have a terrible habit of picking it. And I was going to say it in the intro, but I thought I'd say it in point number 11. So I was thinking about habits or things of my own that I'd like to change, like to stop picking my scabs and things like that. Because last time, a while back, I had to go to hospital because I picked it, and I think that was 2014, so quite a long time ago, about 9 years ago now. I started getting all a bit faint and stuff like that, so it's a really bad habit of mine. For some reason, that's probably a bit of a gross one as well, to be honest. But I was picking my scab, and I think I've done it again a few times where I try not to do it, especially if I don't cut my nails for a while, and then it gets infected. But the reason why I mention that is because I just heard a noise, and I think I hope my cat hasn't made any more trouble for me. But the reason why I mention that is because I was thinking for the Black community. I know I went a bit off topic talking about myself, but I was thinking for the Black community, I would like to ask what sort of things do you think the Black community should change? Like, say, for instance, division or things like that, some of the cultural stuff, or some of the images that are of like Black youths being involved in crime or gangs or things like that, for instance, maybe. Or what do you think could change in the Black community to help them to be empowered? I'd love to know. I'd love to read from members of the Black community what you think could change. I know a lot of people already say changing some of the try and change the image and also tackle some of the divisions. I think if the Black community united more, they could do well. I was thinking that actually going back to myself a little bit, some of the things I should change. My punctuation, obviously, as you can probably tell, but I do try and change it, I promise, but sometimes I do struggle. But another thing I was thinking of, so I'd love to know what people from the Black community especially think they could change to improve and help each other in terms of, like, let's say, because it's a Wednesday, I'm going to focus more on poetry, art, and writing works, how they could produce more works and things like unite together and help each other and that kind of thing. I mean, I suppose I don't want to be too hypocritical, and I've seen some videos like on YouTube of members of the Black community saying, like, and I think the African American empowerment, or someone from the African American empowerment community, let's say, Claude Anderson talks about. I think there was a picture of, like, I think it was his channel where it says, like, when people took Black people more seriously and when they're, like, dressing up smart and things like that. But I don't know if I could say that one because I don't dress up smart like myself. But yeah, things like changing the image and that kind of thing, changing some of the stereotypes and showing what Black people can work on, things like that. But yeah, I'd love to know from the Black community itself what you think could be changed. Also, I was thinking, what if the Black community had, like, walking groups where they went for walks together and things like that, and worked on things together and discussed things together. But also how other communities could, in October each year, maybe have, like, walking groups that fundraise for the Black community, like to help, like, poets, artists, writers, and whatnot, help Black people to achieve their potential. Anywho, moving on, number 12. I think it'd be cool if maybe the Black community had their own workout groups where they helped each other to work out things like that, and looked how they can mentor each other. Like I often say that for number 12, mentorship. And with it being Wednesday, I'm focusing more on like how Black poets, artists, and writers and whatnot can mentor each other, basically teach and train each other and whatnot. I've got to admit, I don't 100% know what the role of a mentor includes, I've got to say, but I think it's sort of a teaching role, and sort of helping people to realize you can make mistakes and not be helping them to not be too nervous and to try different things out and try different risks and things like that. So Black people who have achieved as poets, artists, writers, and whatnot could help their fellow Black people to help more Black people to get into poetry, art, writing, and expression and things like creative expression. Again, I'd love to know what you think about each of these ideas, including those two ideas that I just mentioned there. Number 13, what are the issues facing the Black community, members of the Black community, in terms of Black individuals and as a community, in terms of becoming poets, artists, writers, and whatnot? Number 14, what are the solutions to such issues? Number 15, how can Black individuals and members of the Black community generally possibly working together as well as individuals working together as groups, look at how they can support each other, as I say, especially in terms of poetry, art and writing. As it's a Wednesday, I'm focusing mostly on those sort of things. I suppose because my ideas are so quirky, myself, I often thought I like to keep my ideas quite secretive, and I suppose due to copyright, and also because I wondered if other people would understand them and that kind of thing. And I think there is a place to do that perhaps, but I think sometimes having those people you can network with and sharing their ideas and them giving you constructive criticism and feedback and things like that to help you to improve upon your goals and goal setting and ideas and things like that, I think can sometimes be helpful. But again, I'd love to know what other people think about that, especially members of the Black community. And talking about goal setting, I think it'd be cool if they helped each other to learn how to set goals and stick to them and make things happen, and things like how they can achieve their goals, obviously, and things like that. Set and achieve goals and targets and whatnot. Number 16, what are the best ways to help Black poets, artists, and writers to, or more Black people to become poets, artists, and writers, and to believe in themselves and to promote work by Black poets, artists, writers, and that kind of thing, new and old as well. So, yeah, I'd love to know what you think. I'm mainly phrasing these as questions because I think that'd be good to hear from what other people think. Number 17, I think it'd be cool to see a directory of Black poets, artists, and writers and the works that they have already produced and what more could be done in the future, as I say, looking to the future as well, but also reflecting on the past and using that as inspiration, as sort of motivation, encouragement, inspiration, and building momentum from previous works as well, to look at how they can achieve in the future. Number 18, hopefully this will, a lot of poetry and art and writing and things like that, seeing that kind of thing will portray a very positive image of the Black community, hopefully, and again change stereotypes and inspire and encourage others in the future. And I think it'd be cool also if there was like exhibitions of work done by Black poets, artists, and so-called writers, respectively. Some could be specifically for poetry, some could be specifically for art, some could be specifically for writing, and some could be for all works that have been done by Black people. Some could be poetry and general writing, and some could be poetry, art, and writing altogether. And any works done by Black people, whatever you class as being works. So I think it'd be cool to have those exhibitions, possibly in museums. If I could have promoted the idea earlier, I would have found a way to get, if I could find a way to get in touch with like museums and whatnot and councils. I'd love to see what they could do, like if they could have special exhibitions in museums for October, for Black History Month, if they don't already do so. I suppose they might, to be fair, they might have already done so. I know my local library does things about Black history, so I'm sure that sort of stuff happens. But because I don't go to the museum very often, and I no longer really go to the library that often, I don't perhaps see it quite as much. But it would be great to have a list of what councils and politicians and whatnot have been doing for Black History Month. So if you know any information, please post that in the comments section as well. Number 19, I would love to support Black women as in areas like like I say, poetry, art, writing, and things like that, and also in politics, business, tech, and all sorts of things. So empowering Black women in Britain and Africa and all over the world. It'd be interesting to see ideas, see any ideas you have, read any ideas you have on that, and how we can empower more Black women in those areas like politics, business, tech, and things like that. And number 20, also of all ages as well. So helping women of all ages from the Black community in Britain, Africa, Australasia, and all over Europe and all over the world. So I'd love to read your ideas on that, and I think that covers everything for now, and I'm out. Peace and love.